Good morning, dudes. How's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the deck called Tempo Rogue. And, well, actually my own variation of it. It's been pretty effective, though there are a lot of different styles for this. However, there's pretty much like, yeah, I don't know, a few stables and the idea stays the same. So this is a really aggressive rogue. Really aggressive, like super fucking aggressive. And the basically idea is to just kind of beat them down, right? If you take a look at this mana curve, it's not really a mana curve, it's just ridiculously dangerous. But yeah, the idea is you just play a lot of cards and kill them. And that's it. Now, how do we do that? The nice thing about this kind of deck, look at the mana curve, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're always going to be able to play about 2 cards a turn. Now, this is kind of crazy because you don't have that much card draw, but that's why we got Blood Mage Founders and 2 Moot Holders, so that's going to really help out with that a lot. And you may not notice Ragnaros towards the end, which he's just a big finisher. You may trade him for something, but the general idea is to just constantly deal damage. It's very similar to that Warrior deck where you're like, okay, every single card is going to deal about 4 damage. And if I play, I guess, what? 8 of those? I win. Seems reasonable. Seems very much reasonable. And the same thing is true for these kind of cards. So just take a look at this. Cold Blood deals 4 damage right away. Deadly Poison deals 4 damage because like you equip your weapon, right? Deadly Poison it, that's 4 additional damage. Argent Squire, often very effective, especially dangerous with the Blood Knight. Lebanon deals about 4 damage. Eviscerate, 4 damage. Sap. This card is really interesting. Now, a few players have been playing a Blade Flurry. I actually don't I have a Blade Flurry? Apparently I don't have Blade Flurry. Well, that's kind of weird. But players have been playing Blade Flurry as well. Now, personally, I don't like it that much. I'm just not a huge fan of it because I also don't play an Assassin's Blade because I feel like at this point, like, they should probably be dead already. Like, the reason why I don't play Assassin's Blade is Assassin's Blade is a card that you can play and then it takes 4 turns for it to be effective, right? And I want to kill them in those 4 turns. Like, I want them to be dead already. And the Assassin's Blade doesn't really help with that. Players also play Sprint. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Like, you could replace Ragnaros with Sprint if you don't have Ragnaros, but I do, so I'm playing him instead. Other than that, it's just really a lot of stables. Like, you got the SI7 Agent, you've got Saps, you got Eviscerates, right? You got Backstabs, Deadly Poisons, Cold Blood, and that's about it. Now, I'm not playing Defiance Ringleader because the thing is, I don't know, if you go if you don't go second, the Defiance Ringleader just isn't that good, right? I don't know. I don't really like him that much. People have figured out how to deal with him, and yeah, they're just better cards to play. I feel also my mana curve is so nice right now. I don't really want to give that up. Other than that, a big game hunter just to shoot something if we need to, right? I would really like to play a Black Knight. Though the problem is I don't have a Black Knight. If I had a Black Knight, I might actually replace one sap with that. Like, take one of the saps out, place a Black Knight in here instead. But for the time being, the saps kind of do the same thing, right? You just toss them back into their hand for 1 turn and then continue to hit them. And the nice thing about this is that it's just got a really good tempo. That's why it's called Tempo Rogue, right? You just constantly beat them down. And it always feels like you're just 1 or 2 turns ahead of them. And it's really interesting. Now, you also got a really nice combo going on with the Cold Blood and Leroy Jenkins, which is essentially a 5-mana Pyroblast, which is insane, right? You play Leroy, you Cold Blood him, boom. That's 10 damage to the face. And the Cold Blood in general just works really well. Like, even if you play Yeti, Cold Blood him, boom, 8 damage to the face, and now they got an 8/5 staring them down, which is fantastic. But yeah, let me just go ahead and show you a bit of this. It's got a weird feel to it, right? I know, I said it already, but it really got that feeling of you're just 1 step ahead of them. You're just 1 step ahead of them. And that's why it's really strong. Now, there are a lot of variations of this kind of deck, right? There are a lot of them. As I already mentioned, some players play Assassin's Blade, some players play the Blade Flurry, some players don't play Sap. I personally really like Sap. Some players don't play, most players actually don't play the Ragnaros. I like him. Though the problem with Ragnaros is if you get him early like this, you're just like, ah, shit, you better go back, right? You don't want to draw him early. That's the risk with playing a Ragnaros. If you draw him early, you're just like, fuck. But other than that, it's fine. So this is not necessarily the greatest starting hand. In fact, it's a pretty shitty one, but that's fine. The nice thing about Rogue is that usually you are fine. Because you can just dagger up and deal with rather anything. Oh, look at this. So he got lucky right here. Got second and also got himself that Defies Ringleader going already. Now the nice thing about Blood Knight, I know I keep saying, but this card is so good, right? The nice thing about Blood Knight is that people don't expect him, first of all. And secondly, people play Argent Squire. That's just a stable where people play that card. And as a result, you can toss him down after they played like 2 Argent Squires. And you're like, eat this. This is a 9/9 now. Fuck you. Right, fuck you. It's fantastic. It's so good. It is so insane. Oh, a Sinister Strike. So yeah, he's also playing a Tempo Rogue. So that's actually really nice to kind of show you what this is all about. Because you get to see 2 sides of the same coin. Which I think is really interesting. Oh, nice, a Lepanome. I was actually really thinking about playing the Cold Bloodbraid here, so I can combo with the SI7 agent. But I don't even need to. Can just toss down the Lepanome. And as you can see, like, he takes down this guy. I just stab him into the face. We already took 11 damage, which is not nice at all. But it's also not too problematic, because now we are in complete control, right? Complete board control. I'm probably a fan of Knives coming down, though, or Blade Flurry, which would suck. Here we go with the fan of Knives. So that does kind of stink, but it's okay. He took 4 damage this turn, and I guess this is where we're really gonna begin with the beatdown. I'm playing the Big Game Hunter right now, because I don't expect him to really do anything with like a Ragnaros, right? I don't see him playing a big minion. It's just not going to happen. So I'm really comfortable just tossing that guy out there. He's a 4/2, right? He's gonna be useful, and it just gives me a little bit more control. And well, that's fine. Like, let him use an Eviscerate. I already got all the value I needed out of that guy, and as you can see, now we are ahead. Though his card draw is definitely looking better than ours, so that's slightly annoying. We got the choice right here. We could play the Blood Knight. I don't really want to run him out yet. I'm just gonna continue stabbing him. He's at 10. If we get Leroy and a Cold Blood now, we just straight up win. So that's nice. But I'm hoping he plays some Archon Squires. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. So yeah, you can clearly see Tempo Rogue against Tempo Rogue. 2 separate styles of it. Now, really, I just got shitty cards right here. So I'm not sure if I can win this, but we're looking really strong. Yeah, he's at 6. That's good. This is where we need the Leroy. I am so faceless manipulating that. Do we sap that guy? No, I'm not worried about that. I'm really not very much worried about him drawing more cards. I just need more myself. Like, if I draw Leroy, I just win. So, whatever. And I want to keep that sap, just in case, like, he plans on getting, like, a big taunt or something. I think I'm gonna run out of Blood Knight now. Like, it doesn't appear to be the case that he's running any sort of... Oh, here we go. That's the win. Boom. So, Tempo Rogue. It's really quick, and it just kills, right? It's different from Hunter, though, right? It doesn't really disregard what your opponent is doing. It deals with it, but it still just kind of kills. That's the nice thing about it. It's still a very aggressive deck, and it's actually not that expensive. Like, it's... I don't really have that many Rogue cards, and as you can see, my deck just beat his, and that was Tempo Rogue versus Tempo Rogue. And now we're actually playing against the Hunter, so I'm really hoping this is actually an aggressive Hunter. That would be really interesting to see. gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep the Blood Knight. Always keep the Blood Knight. The thing about the Blood Knight is if you can't just run him out early, he's so strong. So insanely strong. Tracking, okay. I don't really... Actually, this is something a lot of players do, which I'm not... Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm really not. A lot of players run out their tracking like first thing in the game. And I don't know about that, I've got to admit, because it's like... What do you really accomplish? Right? Like, what does that do? You don't know which kind of card you're actually looking for. You just kind of got the card now and it doesn't do anything. I always prefer keeping the tracking till a later stage of the game and then just being like, okay, I need this specific card right now, so let me fish for that. This is so nice. So what are we gonna do right here? Actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna stab that. Yeah, I'm gonna stab that. Do I play the Arch and Squire? No. No. And an animal companion. Oh, Leok! That's sucky. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you see this shit? This is why you play a Blood Knight, okay? Any deck. Every deck. Deal with that. Deal with it. That's a 9/9. I want to see what you do about that. And don't you dare to deadly shot it. Starving Buzzard. Probably Unleash the Hounds. Yes, he can't deadly shot anymore. He can't even kill it. Like, he literally doesn't have the damage to kill the Blood Knight right here. Look at that! Look at that! Isn't that amazing? Oh, now he's... No? Yes, he does. He needs to sacrifice everything he's got on the board. Oh, no! You bitch! Ah, of course he has that. No, he drew that. He drew that, though. He obviously did. Well, that sucks. I was really looking forward to that. Oh, well. So what do we do? Oh! Here we go. I think I'm gonna just put that here. We're gonna do this. Sometimes you just got to play a little less effective. Man, he had everything to deal with. That's insane. Like, how lucky can one person get? Oh, that blows. Oh man, I guess that's fine. Yeah, he had the cards to deal with that. I'm upset right now. I really am. I was hoping for something sweet, and I didn't get it. Now he's beating me down. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna be at 12, I assume. Now, this is the problem with playing the rogue. You don't really have a lot of, like, HP to play with, because you constantly keep hitting these things with your weapon. And that's just terrible. But I think we still can win. We can still win. No, actually, like, this might be the setup for a 20 damage turn. If you can only live long enough, that is. But it is definitely possible. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, that's not good. Okay. I think I'm gonna copy this guy. Yes. Then we run you in here, run you in here. Hit you, hit you. I've got one turn. I've got one turn. I need to kill him next turn. It is possible, but it is so fucking unlikely. I probably got something to kill me though. Man, I cannot believe that he drew all the cards he needed to deal with my Blood Knight. That is just so silly. That is just so silly. Oh, yes. So he's gonna shoot me. I've got one turn. One turn. Ah, that's not what I needed. I cannot kill him. Well, fuck it. Let's at least get him down to, like, what? 8. Aw, that's the wrong target to shoot. Oh man, that's disappointing. But hey, we still put up a fight, right? Like, that's always the thing. That's all I'm trying to show you. I'm not here to show you a deck that wins every game. If there was something like that, then everybody would be playing it. There would be no other deck. But there is no deck that wins every game. They are just decks. And this is one of them. And I just want to show you that they are competitive, that indeed they can win. And I think the second game too showed you that. No, I got really just, that second game got screwed over so bad. Yeah, he just had everything to deal with my Blood Knight. I don't know if you noticed it though. Like, he definitely drew that Hunter's Mark. He drew that. So he got lucky there. He didn't actually have a plan. Like, he was panicking. Oh man. That sucks though. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video though. This is a Tempo Rogue. I can show you the deck one last time if you feel like it. Of course, again, there are a lot of variations you can make to this deck. A lot of them. Like, if you got... What is his face? Edwin Van Cleef. You might want to toss him in here, right? You can play Perdition's Blade. I personally don't like it because I always run around with having one of my own little blades, and I think those are fine. Though, actually, a Perdition's Blade wouldn't be bad at all. Like, if you feel like it, you can toss that in here. Sure, that's fine. You can play Fan of Knives, right? All of these cheap ones. But the idea is still just beat them down and use your cards to do that as quickly as you can. So yeah. This is just my list. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you tomorrow. And have fun with the Tempo Rogue.